See, a leading biscuit manufacturer produces two brands of biscuit A and biscuit B. We discussed the same idea with a small change. We discussed with the soap, isn't it? Biscuit A contains 25 grams of wheat, 5 grams of sugar, and 1 gram of flavor. So when you want to when you want to prepare the biscuit, I need different resources. We need different resources. Here they defined about three resources. One is wheat, one is sugar, one is flavor. So biscuit A contains 25 grams of wheat, 5 grams of sugar, and 1 gram of flavor. The same biscuit B contains 48 grams of wheat, 8 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of flavor. The manufacturer has 16 kilograms of wheat, 7 kilograms of sugar, and 5 kilograms of flavor. Here they have defined the availability. The manufacturer has 16 kilograms of wheat. They have defined the availability. He is having 16 kilograms of wheat, 7 kilograms of sugar, and 5 kilograms of flavor. Now, if the profit on biscuit A is really Oman 0.050 and biscuit B is really Oman 0.090, formulate the linear programming problem to find the maximum profit. To find the maximum profit. Okay. Now, as we discussed in the previous class, we are going to use the same principle. What we said, first in step 1, we are going to identify the objective function. When I read the objective function, it is given form a LPP to find the maximum profit. To find the maximum profit. So my objective is to maximize my profit. This is number 1. Point number 1. My objective is to maximize the profit. So what I am going to do now, I am going to identify the objective function step 1. So maximum result is equal to f of xi, where xi equal the decision variables involved. Where xi equal the decision variable involved, isn't it? Then next we are going to check the other ideas. When we want to check the other ideas, we said we are going to check for the resources. What are all the resources required? We need 25 grams of wheat, isn't it? So wheat is one resource, and we need 5 grams of the next resource is sugar. We need sugar, and we need 1 gram of the next resource requirement is flavor. So we are having 3 different resource requirements. The same idea it is given for the next one also. They have given 48 grams. They have given 48 grams wheat, 8 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of flavor. So we identified the resources. So we are having wheat is one resource, sugar is the other resource, flavor is the other resource. So we are having 3 resources. Now, here they have defined the availability. The availabilities are given 16 kilograms of wheat. We are having 16 kilograms of wheat, we are having 7 kilograms of sugar and we are having 5 kilograms of flavor, isn't it? So we are having three things. Then they have defined the profit. They have defined the profit on each one. They said for biscuit A is really Oman 15 and for biscuit B is really Oman 90. Now using this, we are going to form the linear programming problem. So what we said we will make a table. We said we will make a table. So I'm going to insert the table and I'm going to make it, I'm going to transfer all the values into the table. Okay. So I'm going to insert table. I'm having two products. So A and B, I'm having profit, isn't it? And I'm having three requirements, three resources, isn't it? So let me make the table now. I'm having product. I have biscuit A and we have biscuit B, isn't it? Then they have given three things. One, they said we need wheat, we need sugar, and we need flavor, isn't it? Now I am going to check what is the requirement for biscuit A. What is the requirement? It needs 25 grams, 5 grams, and 1 gram. It needs 25 grams. Biscuit A needs 25 grams of wheat, 5 grams of sugar, and 1 gram of flavor. In the same idea, I am going to check the biscuit B. For biscuit B, we need 48 grams of wheat, 8 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of flavor. 48, we need 48, 8, and 2. All these are in grams. All these are in grams. Just 1 second. Hello, the class. Then now I am going to check, we are going to check the other availability and profit. So I am going to check the availability. We are going to check the availability. What is the availability? They have given 16 grams of wheat is available, 7 kilograms of sugar is available, and 5 kilograms of flavor is available, isn't it? So 16 kilograms, and the next one, sugar, we are having 7 kilograms, and sugar and flavor 5 kilograms. So when I check now, this is 7 kilograms and 5 kg. The corresponding profit is given for each product now. When we check the profit for each product, biscuit A is 0.050 and biscuit B is 0.090. So biscuit A is 0.050 and biscuit B is 0.090. So now what we did, we took all these values and we converted them into a table now, so that which will be easy for us to complete the formulation now. It will be easy for us to complete the formulation. Let me make a big one so that everybody can see. Now I hope it will be clear. So we are having two products, biscuit A and biscuit B, and we are having three resources. One is wheat, one is sugar, and one is flavor. Then they have given about the profit and they have given about the availability. See, do you find the difference between the previous class and this class? In the last class, what I did, I took the biscuit on the row wise, and here I am taking it column wise. So you can use this table is only for our understanding purpose. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can use it. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can use it. Okay, whether you can use in the column or in the row. But we are having two products. The first product, I am going to take X1, biscuit 1, I am going to take X1, and biscuit B, I am going to take X2. So we are having two products, one is biscuit A and another one is biscuit B. So I am going to take biscuit A as X1, the quantity to be produced, biscuit A, quantity to be produced, I am going to take X1. Quantity of biscuit B to be produced, I am going to take X2. Once if I form this, you know that very well, this is very easy to make the other values. So now I am going to define the decision variables. I am going to define the decision variables. What are all the decision variables? We are having two decision variables. One we are having for biscuit A and another one we are having for biscuit B. So number of unit biscuit A to be produced, I am going to take this as X1. And the same thing, I am going to take number of unit of B, unit biscuit B to be produced. I am going to take this as X2. Now using this, I am going to make the constraints. So for constraint, we said we are going to take, for constraint, we said we are going to take the resources. We said for constraint, we are going to take the resources. So I am going to make the constraints now. For constraints, we are having three resources. One is wheat, that is another resources, one is sugar, and we are having another resource, flavor. So for these three values, I am going to construct the constraints. When I check here wheat, sugar, flavor, so just I told you yesterday what you have to do. When I'm going to take X1, I'm going to multiply X1 to all the corresponding values. I'm going to multiply sugar, wheat, and flavor, X1, X1, X1. For the same thing for wheat, I am going to define the same idea. This is X2, X2, X2. But when we come here, we are having different units. Here we are having with the gram, here we are having with the kilograms. So I am going to convert this into kg, from kg to grams. That means we said we are going to multiply by 1000. So we are having 16,000 grams of wheat. I am going to multiply by 1000. We are having 7 into 1000. We are having 7,000 grams of sugar. We are having 5 kgs. I am going to multiply by 1000. So we are having 5,000 grams of flavor. Once if I find this, just I'm going to make it straight now, isn't it? So for wheat, 25x1, just I'm going to take this for wheat. This is 25x1 and 48x2. I'm going to take 25x1 plus 48x2. For sugar, 5 and 8. Flavor, 1 and 2. So this is for wheat, this is 25x1 plus 48x2. And we said we are going to use the symbol, our constraint is maximum. So I am going to use less than or equal. We are going to put less than or equal to what is the availability? 16,000. So I took from here 25x1 plus 48x2 is less than or equal to 16000. For sugar, 5x1 plus 8x2 less than or equal to 7,000. The same thing we are going to do it for the next one. So what will be the next one? 5x1, 8x2 is less than or equal to 7,000. 5x1 plus 8x2. Again, I am going to use the symbol less than or equal to, what is the availability? 7,000. And finally, I am going to check for the last one. The last one is flavor. This is 1 and 2. And this is 5,000. So I am going to make it 1x1 plus 2x2 is less than or equal 5,000. So we are having three constraints. We are having three constraints. One is for wheat, one is for sugar, and one is for flavor. Then I am going to make it alternatives. What we said for alternatives, we are going to define the alternative and we are going to make all our x values are greater than or equal to 0 as we are using the quantity all our x value. What are all the x value we have? We have x1 and we have x2. So both x1 and x2 are greater than or equal to 0 because all our values should be greater than or equal to 0. And then finally we are going to check for objective function. Finally we are going to check for objective function. What is the objective function here now? We are going to check for objective function. When I check for objective function, I am having profit. I am having two profit. One is profit A, 0.050. So this is, I am going to multiply this with x1. I am having x2 for 0.090. So I am going to multiply by x2. So our objective will be 0. Maximum Z, isn't it? We are going to maximize Z. Maximum Z is equal to 0.050 x1 plus 0.090 x2. Please use the same, this one or everywhere, small letter means small letter, big letter means big letter. Now understand the idea now. So this is how we are going to form the LPP. So we are going to read the problem, and then from the problem we are going to identify the objective, and then we are going to identify the resources available, and we are going to identify the resources required, and then we are going to identify the profit. And using this idea, we are going to make a table. This table is only for understanding. And from this table, we are going to convert or find the constraint, and then we are going to identify the alternative, and then we are going to identify the objective function. Okay, understand dear? See, because today many students, they are unable to join. I don't want to continue further. This is not fair for us to continue like this. Please, in the next class, inform all the students to install Zoom. All the students to install Zoom. In Moodle itself, I will send you the link. Okay, so that because once if I send the link in Moodle, you can click whether you are using the iPhone, you are using the mobile, or you are using a tab, or you are using laptop, computer. So you, from there itself, you can click and you can go inside. Dear, I will upload all the questions because maybe this may change time by time. So what I will do from next class onward, I will share the question first, what I am going to teach, because in Zoom, we can share our document first. So what I will do, I will share the question first and then we will go for the class, so that you will have a copy of question with you and you can verify them. Okay, thank you all, because as we don't have many students, I don't want to trouble them. Please note, I will upload this video, today's class video, in YouTube, and I will put the link in, what is it called, our Moodle. Please tell the students not to worry, because they are unable to attend. Maybe they may be in tension, oh, I did not attend the class today or something like that. Don't worry about this. I will make another question in the next class. Okay, don't worry about this. Please inform the student